everyone, my name is Nana, aka Onigiri Nana, and today I'm going to be giving you my essentially a quarter one update on my health and wellness journey of 2024. Honestly, I'm silly goofy majority of the time, but when it comes to talking about my health, I feel like extremely vulnerable. So my hopes of making this video is not only to help document my progress, but also if this could help at least one person in their journey not feeling so alone, then I know that I have done my job. So without trauma dumping, 2023 was definitely the hardest year of my entire life. I went through a lot of life changes that really altered my mental and physical health drastically. And because of this, I ended up in what feels like one of the worst physical and mental states I've ever been in. Now that sounds extremely exaggerative because situationally, mentally and physically, I've been all over the place before, but in this stage of my life, it just felt like this past year was just extremely hard on my body. So some things that came into light this past year that I've been struggling with health-wise was definitely my PCOS, my PMDD, my high cortisol levels, my acne, my weight gain, and also to top that all off, I found out I was fucking anemic. So I'm like, awesome, that's great. And so not only am I mentally going through it, but my body is just under such a survival mode that it's doing whatever it can to simply exist. And so everything was going really bad. So those things in conjunction with my mental health depleting, it was left me with so much unfamiliarity with my mind, with my body, and I just knew that something had to change. So at the very end of 2023, I decided to move across the country all the way to Chicago and start a new environment to kind of jumpstart my health and wellness journey into the new year. I just felt like this past year I really lost myself in the process, so 2024 was a great refresh, restart era for me, especially when it comes to my health. So now that we have some backstory, what have I been doing the past 3 months to implement the changes that I have been hopeful for this year? I got health insurance, yippee, which is up the ass expensive because I'm self-employed, but I wanted to make sure that I got good health insurance so I could reach out to a bajillion different doctors because I have a bajillion fucking problems, but ultimately has been worth it in the end, kinda. Dealing with health insurance is really complicated and stresses me out, but it's fine. Everything is fine. So finding care providers consisted of primary care, psychiatric care, an OBGYN, and a dermatologist. The first thing I did was go to a primary care provider in order to establish care. This appointment was mainly to address my weight gain. Because I am in ED recovery, I do not weigh myself. So going to the doctor and having my starting weight be known in my brain was absolutely devastating. So after discussing my weight gain concerns with my doctor and how I struggle to lose weight and it feels like I gain, I look at food and I gain weight, but that's due to PCOS and hormone issues. We established a plan, essentially. Originally, I was supposed to be on injectables like Ozempic, and but in order to do that, I needed to get approval from a psychiatrist. And since I just moved, I haven't established psychiatric care. So in the meantime, we decided to start with metformin. If you don't know what metformin is, it essentially helps your body's response to insulin. It is usually prescribed to people that are diabetic or pre-diabetic. So it's important to know that this is not a weight loss medication, but it can assist in that way. So while waiting for psychiatric care to get on injectables, I started metformin, and I was really scared because they're like, girl, you're gonna shit yourself. And I was really I looked on Reddit, don't look on Reddit. And everyone just really scared the shit out of me literally about it, but I'm so glad I started it because I had no side effects. Thank the fucking Lord. I'm still considered on a low dose. I have to have a follow-up appointment to check everything out in my progress because again, I do not weigh myself, so I don't even know if I've lost any weight. And that's the thing about metformin is that it is a slow grind. You might not even see any difference for 3 months. So I'm just trying not to obsess over the number on the scale and kind of just go off of how my body is feeling, which ultimately is better. And that's not because of the medication per se. It does help with my food noise, but it has been helping me implement healthier lifestyle choices such as a more high protein diet, etc. So the next part of my health journey is definitely finding a psychiatrist because I am on antipsychotics and ADHD meds and all sorts of a crazy concoction of medication because I am fucked in the head. But unfortunately, I can't find a psychiatrist for the life of me, which is kind of a problem because how am I supposed to get my medications that make me stable. Well, I don't know. That's the update is I don't know. I've been reaching out to so many that's covered by my insurance, and everyone has a long wait list. We're not accepting new patients, so it's been really stressful. If you have anything to do with the world of psychiatry, you know how hard it is to establish care. So that's where I currently am struggling with right now. But fingers crossed I hear back soon so I can, I don't know, fix my brain a little bit. Yeah, that would be nice. The next part of my health journey was definitely talking to an OBGYN. This is because of my hormone imbalances. Like, my body is so out of whack. Like, my facial hair growth has been insane. My acne has been crazy. My moods because of PMDD. Like, I'm already mentally ill enough, so when it comes to like right before my cycle, like my period, it literally is devastating and is like extremely unsafe for my well-being. So I was like, I need to talk to an OB right now. After discussing my concerns, we decided to go on birth control, and I have never been on birth control before because it interferes with a lot of the psychiatric medication that I take, but this one specifically targets people that need assistance with PMDD as well as hormonal acne. So this one doesn't elevate like PMS symptoms per se, more so than like the acne and mental aspects of it. I've been on it for about like 3-ish weeks now, and I was really concerned about weight gain, but honestly, when it comes to like weight gain, I'm already like working on that on its own. And if I can have a medication or supplement or hormone, whatever the fuck it is, to assist with my mental well-being, I will always prioritize that. And ultimately, right now, as I'm filming this, I'm in that time frame where usually my PMDD is like really like amped up and I'm extremely unstable, and I have been coping appropriately, which makes me feel good, because while I still feel things very intensely inside, I'm able to sort of have some sort of control over it, which means less acting out, it means less irritability, it means less like suicidal ideations, etc., which is ultimately a great thing. So hopefully it's working. So in conjunction with seeing an OBGYN, I also saw a dermatologist about my hormonal acne. As a beauty influencer, my face is my job. And so having so much painful acne, tugging my skin and my texture makes my job a little bit difficult. And not saying that, oh, beauty gurus have to have like smooth feel, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not what I mean. It's like hard on my confidence and how I present myself on camera. It's definitely an internal insecurity thing. And while I try to embrace how I look now, there are things that I want to change, including my acne. My hormonal acne has had a chokehold on me for like 2 years now. So I'm really hoping the birth control after a couple months should assist with that. So I just am in the stages of being patient, which sucks, but it'll be worth it. We all got to start somewhere. So after establishing or attempting to get all of my medical care situated, what are some things that I have been implementing to kind of support my wellness journey? I've been really trying to walk more now that I moved. I have a cute little neighborhood. I can walk to parks and the gas station to get my Red Bulls and stuff like that. So I've been really trying to add more steps in my day. When I lived back in Washington, I kid you not, I would do under 1,000 steps a day because I was so fucking depressed. But now I have a goal of 10,000, which is essentially I'm trying to bring up my average, which is around 6 to 7 at the moment. So I'm thinking of buying a walking pad, so when it's raining and like yucky outside, I can still get my steps in, especially because I edit so much. My job is literally on my phone, so it's easy for me to just like keep walking while being on my phone, versus if I walk outside on my phone, I could like bump into things or people. So a walking pad might be beneficial for me. Another thing I've been implementing is a high protein diet. And when I tell you trying to eat like 40 grams of protein per meal is extremely difficult. In the beginning, like with any like weight loss journey, you can feel really excited about it. So I was like way better about it a couple weeks ago, but you know, I'm trying to find something that's sustainable over time. So still implementing higher protein. I'm not counting my calories at the moment. I do try to watch how much, like just lowering my carb intake versus what it used to be, but not trying to be restrictive because I still do very much struggle with my eating disorders. So I'm trying to do weight loss in the healthiest way that works for me and my recovery. And high protein has definitely helped me out with that. So if that's something you struggle with, like starting with higher protein meals has actually really helped. Another thing I've been doing is eating 3 meals a day. Like I used to skip breakfast and eat like 1 large dinner meal and then binge eat in the middle of the night. So it's like my metabolism was all sorts of fucked. So I've been trying to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it's become a small habit over time. And I'm very thankful that I'm finally starting to get in the groove of like a routine for my body so it knows when to eat and what's expected. And I've been overall feeling better. Like, it's so true. Like, when you focus on your diet, you feel a lot better. So it's like, fuck, they're right. And the last thing I've been trying to focus on, which has been probably the most difficult, is my sleep. Sleeping is such an important part of your physical and mental health. And being diagnosed with insomnia and being off of my old antipsychotic that would make me sleepy at night has made it so difficult for me to just, like, I don't know, fall asleep and stay asleep. I've been trying different things to help me fall asleep, so that's like good. But staying asleep is the difficult part, because I really want to focus on staying asleep, getting quality sleep. Also because I wake up in the middle of the night and I binge eat. And that is a really big problem in my life. And so I'm trying really hard to sleep throughout the night. Therefore, I don't wake up and I don't eat. Which also alters my metabolism. It alters my weight loss journey. It just makes me mentally feel icky inside. And so I just really want to focus on my sleep. I think my next move with my sleep is talking to my doctor about it and potentially getting back on sleeping medications, just so I can like get some solid rest throughout the night, therefore making my mood better the next day and avoiding binge eating at night. So there's my backstory. I established my medical care. I talked about things that I've been doing and implementing, and we're only 3 months into the year. And sometimes it's really hard to see progression because it feels so slow. But I know that we all have to start somewhere. And to be vulnerable, I'm actually like super scared about all of this. It is something that weighs heavy on my mind every single day. And I really want to find the love and enjoyment of taking care of myself, my brain, and my body. And while I do have those aspects, for sure, there is a lot of worry because I do have like 17 anxiety disorders. But deep down, after all of that self-doubt, I know that I'm doing the necessary steps that I need in order to move forward to live a happier and healthier lifestyle that works for me in my recovery. I'm really scared to get weighed, and if I haven't lost any weight, I'm gonna try not to be hard on myself or to spiral. I'm really scared about not being able to find a psychiatrist and having to like get my medication regimen fucked up temporarily. And I'm really scared that I'm gonna be stuck feeling this insecure inside of this body and brain forever. And while those are all valid, again, it's important to know that progress isn't linear. Sometimes it's hard to see and you just have to give it time. And I'm trying to give myself grace in order to really love and accept myself throughout this process. So essentially, yeah, that's my update for the last 3 months. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I hope this gives a little insight on like how I started my journey and hopefully can help jumpstart yours if that's something that you're interested in. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to subscribe, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.